I see this guy when they kidnap this guy for Edo State to Bini, go, Edo State governor don't do anything. Mr. D7 still they find a wire result. They prepare to write in and wire can not do anything. The kidnappers say put go for the person that you understand. Say if they don't pay money for bail, even Edo State police.
That terrorists, Bokoharam, are threatening them that Nigerian National Assembly, then go bomb back. Then go throw bomb for Nigerian National Assembly.
Please, if you are a Ghanaian or a country citizen from West Africa, I need you to come closer because this information I want to pass across to us based on the video we're going to see here will open your eyes and keep you at alert and woke to what is up and trending. Now, have you ever wondered why there is so much influx of Nigerians in Ghana, in all these neighboring countries? Let me break it down. Let me explain. The insecurity as a result of the Bokoharam kidnapping that has always been happening in Nigeria and increasing by the day has gotten to the climax. Somebody hold on, I'm coming. It has gotten to the climax to the point that the Bokoharam have come out publicly to inform the Nigerian government officially that they are coming to bomb the Senate House. Did that sound like a joke? No. You're going to see everything evidenced in this video and how hundreds of Nigerians in their numbers are as a result of this same insecurity running into the country Ghana. Both ex-convicts, lunatic, mentally stable, people who are not stable. In fact, all shades, all character, all colors are running into Ghana, these neighboring countries, as their safe haven. And I need you all to share this video so that your immigration, the police, the authorities will stay at alert and tighten the security at the borders, because this is high time. You're going to receive so many influx. As recorded in this video, a lot of Nigerians were caught, smuggled into the country, smuggled, and they were tagged under the Igbo Biafra. Anyways, it's not coming from my mouth. Disclaimer, once again, this is not to incite any form of hate whatsoever, but keeping us on the know by creating this awareness so that we all can protect our territory in order for us to curb insecurity, criminal activities that is already eating us deep as countries in West Africa, especially from Nigerians to Ghana, right? And other neighboring ECOWAS country. So if this is what you're interested in, you want to get every details to stay informed, watch this video to the end. You won't regret it. For my sake, like it, share, and stay subscribed. You know, there's no dull moment here, and we don't come talking. We come with proof and evidence. So here are the proofs. Let's watch, and I will be right back.
Ghana, right? There was a show last week. The Minister of Education in Ghana, Honorable Hannah Idrisu, announced that Ghana Education Service will make local languages the compulsory medium of instruction for all public schools in Ghana. He made this pronouncement in this big 2025. And I, for one, was confused by that. You know why? Local languages have been the medium of instruction in Ghana since 1925. Yes, for 200 years. Local languages are the official government policy language of instruction for schools in Ghana, right? There was a short period in the last 200 years where that wasn't the case, but from 2009 till date, that is the official government policy in Ghana. So it was confusing for me to hear the Minister of Education make an announcement about an issue that has been resolved for 200 years. It was also even more confusing for me to see that he made this announcement in a room full of people who work in education, and they clapped and cheered him on like it was the first time they were hearing that. And even more confusing for me was the fact that I saw the media report it like this was groundbreaking news that we've never heard in the history of Ghana before. And I went on social media and saw people cheering him on like this minister is the smartest person in Ghana, bro. He said something a white man said Gordon Gorgesberg made the policy of Ghana 200 years ago when Ghana was under colonialism. Why are we celebrating something someone is saying when the thing is just air coming out of his mouth? This is my issue with, Ghana. I don't have a problem with politicians being liars. Having a problem with a politician being a liar will be like me having a problem with a soldier knowing how to fire a gun. That is his job. What I have problem with is people not holding people in power accountable in Ghana. Now, let me start with, The first schools in Ghana were the castle schools, which were held in the Cape Coast and the Elmina castles. First, it started as schools where Europeans were teaching other European kids. Then later, they allowed the kids they had with their side chicks and other, women to come to those schools. And later on, they allow kids of their business partners to come to castle schools. But the history of education in Ghana goes beyond castle schools. I believe that missions or the Christian missionaries would be credited more for how they revolutionized education in Ghana. So the Basel missionaries, who were in the Equiapem and other Akan areas, started schools over there. The Bremen missionaries in the Volta area also started schools around there. Guess what? The Basel missionaries were using Chi to teach in their mission schools, and the Bremen missionaries were using Ewe to teach in their schools. So in 1925, when Guggisberg became the governor of Ghana, in Ghana, if I learn about British governors, you learn about three people. You learn about George McLean, the first governor of the Gold Coast. You learn about Sir Commander Hill, the governor who signed the bond of 1844. And you learn about Guggisberg, the only governor who did good things for Ghana, right? We learn a lot about the good things that Guggisberg did. He built the Takrade port. He built the Achimota school. He built so many different things for Ghana, right? What we don't talk about a lot were the policies he implemented that changed Ghana. One of the policies he implemented was a legislative council, which was like a parliament for Ghanaians to be involved in the lawmaking process of Ghana. The second one were the educational policy, where he made it compulsory for the use of local languages in teaching basic school for the first 3 years. So from primary 1 to primary 3, local languages were supposed to be used to teach in public schools. I say public schools because at this point, mission schools were not considered public schools, right? So that was the policy of Ghana from 1925. And in 1951, we had a commission examine, the Ghana education system as it existed at that point. And the commission found that English language was a problem for Ghanaians. So they believed that for Ghanaians to learn how to speak better English, more English language should be used to teach in schools. So from 1951, we reduced from 3 to 1 year the number of years local language should be used to teach. So that was the policy from 1951. In 1957, when Nkrumah became president, Nkrumah said, you know what, that 1 year is too much. No local language for teaching schools. That is something I disagreed with Nkrumah with. But so from 1957, English language was the primary language of instruction until 1967, so for 10 years. So in 1961, there was an Education Act which Kwame Nkrumah implemented, where he brought back the 1 year in 1961. Because he realized that it wasn't the most logical policy he has implemented. So in 1957, government of Ghana started a pilot project under military government here. We started a pilot project about, going back to the 3 years. And so from 1967, we were using 3 years on a small basis. And we had the Education Act of 1971. I think 1971, Buzia was the president or the prime minister. Akufo was the president. And so that was the policy of Ghana from 1971. That was that the first 3 years of primary school would have local languages as the medium of instruction. So from 1971, that was the policy of the government of Ghana from 1971. And that policy continued. In 1987, we had a very massive educational reform in Ghana where we added kindergarten. We reduced from A-level, O-level to secondary schools, 1987 educational reform was the biggest educational reform in Ghana history. And even that left the 3 years local language in place. They didn't change that. And so in 1995, we have the F-Cube, Free Compulsory Universal Basic Education, which made basic education free and compulsory for all kids in Ghana. And again, under F-Cube, local languages were still emphasized. It was emphasized again. So now we are still using the 1971 Education Act. In 1995, it was emphasized again that local languages should be used as the medium of instruction for schools. 1995, NDC, President Rawlings. So I mentioned Buzia and Akufo-Addo from 1971 implementing that, Rawlings emphasizing that. I want you to understand that this is a bipartisan policy. It doesn't matter which government is in power. And so, 2002, Kufuor was the president, and Kufuor changed the policy. Kufuor made it a policy that English language should be used as the medium of instruction. Actually, I believe it was Ameya Ekumfi who made that policy that English language should be used as a medium of instruction in schools. Dumbest policy ever. And 5 years later, in 2007, we had the Act 778, the Ghana Education Act, which was implemented and again emphasized the use of local language from kindergarten to the first 3 years of primary school. So from kindergarten to lower primary. That is the policy that still stands till date. 2009, Atamils had the, National Literacy Acceleration Program. And under the National Literacy Acceleration Program, he emphasized again the use of local languages. So every single government, with the exception of Kufuor for a short while and what was the name? Nkrumah for a short while, had local language policies. So the 2007 policy is the current policy of the government of Ghana, right? And so when the minister made that announcement, he was repeating a policy that has been in position from 2007. I believe Honorable Haruna Idrisu was in parliament in 2007. So he was one of the people who voted on the Education Act 778. And so that means that he should have read it. So that means that he should know that that is the education policy of Ghana. So when he went and stood before a room full of highly educated educational workers and said, I am telling the Director General of Ghana Education Service to make this the policy from today onwards, what did he mean by that? That is what was confusing for me. You understand that? So if you understand the trajectory of our educational policies I've walked you through, you understand that he did nothing. And doing nothing for me is painful. You know why it's painful? In education and in governance, there's something called duplication. And I've mentioned duplication before when I made a video the other day where I was talking about, what's the name? Special prosecutor. I think I'll put it up here, where I mentioned that the special prosecutor's office was a duplication of roles of different government agencies. One form of duplication is when governments keep making the same announcement over and over again. Every single government of Ghana has made this announcement. And every single time we fall for it like this is not the policy of government of Ghana for 200 years.
A while ago, I had a message that there's a van load with a lot of Igbos traveling from Nigeria and they have already crossed the border. Now, I have questions. And when you see me here and you see me, I want to talk about this. It means that I'm getting the feelers and I want to make sure I bring those ones out. The last time when I was making a video, I said something that I'm calling on Togbi Afede. The border is in his region and at least he need to do something to help like the way others are doing. So if he can form a voter, whatever security system to control these things, that will help us a lot. But it is very, very alarming the rate at which Igbos are doing things right now and running to Ghana. Now let me tell you the reason why they are running to Ghana. Okay, say most of them in Lagos State, their properties are being destroyed every now and then. Okay, their properties are being destroyed every now and then in Lagos State. Now, most of them are worried, and because of that, they feel like those in Ghana are giving those people out there in Lagos State that the Ghana is good, they can travel to Ghana and they can start business. Now, this is the reason why they are running to Ghana to start establishing whatever they want to do. Now, let me just send this word of caution out there. You guys think that Ghana is an easy ground to enter. Let me tell you that we really don't want to have all you guys Igbos running to Ghana instead of going back to your eastern or northeast or southwest, whatever you call it, in Nigeria to build that place. I'm sorry to tell you guys that the rate at which you guys are coming into our country, the Republic of Ghana, is too much, especially the Igbos. We really do not want to encounter you guys with your arrogance, with your way of disrespecting people and trying to talk back at people. We really don't want to have anything to do with you people now. So when I saw the van and I was being given the information out there, I was like, you know what? Just get me enough information as to what is going on. Now, let me tell you, according to my sources, allegedly, the van that was carrying the people that they saw are all Igbos leading their way to Accra, passing through Afrahu. These people are heading to Chuku the Jude's house. For what reason? I told you guys yesterday that Chuku the Jude is planning to have a program. I don't know which program is that because I know that his birthday is past, marriage, anniversary, whatever is past. But what again is he trying to do? And within this week, something will go on in his home. Allegedly, I'm hearing that Esan said they didn't allow him to celebrate, quote and unquote, the Yam so-called festival, and he was a little bit humiliated and felt like he need to do something. He's trying to organize something in his home. Now, this is the reason why this van is entering into Ghana with a lot of Igbos. And I understand that these Igbos that are coming are going straight to his home, allegedly. Now, I have questions to ask. The question I'm asking is that, is the government of the day and the security apparatus aware that there's a van that is entering into Ghana and they are full of Igbos? If they are not aware, I'm raising the alarm right now to let them know that bunch of Igbos in a van full from Nigeria, from Igbo land, are entering into Ghana, and allegedly this van belongs to Chukwude Jude. The question we are asking is, what is going on and what is this guy looking for in Ghana? And why is he parading his people and bringing his people into Ghana? Is the government of the day aware? What is his aim? What is his plans? What actually is he planning to do? And why is it that now when you see people sitting in his home, a lot of Igbos are sitting around him? This is the reason why you see that the last time the video was circulating when they were having a meeting, this man is having about 15 Igbos sitting with him. Now he's trying to bring more. This is very, very alarming, guys. This issue is very, very, very alarming.
Problem. When I see this man Harrison Ogwachuku, this man they do work with Nigeria police no fit do. Nigeria army no fit do. I understand. I wish they would go figure somebody like this boy for every state for Nigeria. The whole 36 states for Nigeria will get somebody like somebody they behave exactly like Harrison. They do the kind of working they do, the kind of activities they do. You understand? If we get that for every state, so I go see things go better small. This boy they try. See this guy when they kidnap this guy for Edo State to Bini go. Edo State governor don't do anything. Mr. D7 still they find a wire result. They prepare to write in and wire don't do anything. They kidnap person say put go for the person that you understand. Say if they no pay money for pay, even Edo State police, not only Yahoo people wanna be arrest criminals them. When I go from hotel to hotel, they carry a shower guests, they ban the shower made they no work. You understand? We are gonna go enter push go rescue on our family members on a no feed one. I wish we go figure somebody this Harrison. If every state Port Harcourt go just get their own like a very very fair man, and that way we get also very fair man. He's supposed to do this kind of thing for Port Harcourt in game also. He's supposed to enter bush, they catch people. Don't they try you in the call out people with their own money. If we get somebody like that, very fair man, come bros, I beg. They do this way Harrison they do for Port Harcourt. For Port Harcourt, they kidnap people where Harrison cannot shine himself all over Nigeria. At least making they handle Edo and Benin, that Niger Delta region, you understand? Make very fair man they handle Port Harcourt, Owerri, Bayelsa, you understand? Make we get another person they handle Lagos, Ogun State. Make we get another person they handle Calabar, Akwa Ibom, you understand? At least maybe 3 states share one hero like this, you understand? Oh, the boy they try, make a no lie. Try no go like tonight. This man they try. Sometimes you get the day while watching video, when they say this man no get family, he no get children. Like he no get children, we go tell and say, come no enter this place, so they go hold you, you understand? In the do the thing with the full mind and the soul. I no go like tonight. If we figure somebody like this, seriously, we get many people they try for Nigeria. See this Harrison now. If we get Harrison like for every state for Nigeria, get somebody like Very Dark Man for every state, get somebody like Mama P for every state, get somebody like Randy Peters for every state. You understand? I'm not gonna go see settings. I know why you're me. Come back and do it. I'm not coming back. For you see this abroad back come. Now God run am. If I hear TV, come back and I know they come back. If we wait there, bro, just leave us. Let's enjoy it. It's about doing. It's a lot doing in our life. You understand? For those people who never figure this, think of how you can. You understand? Improvise. Join these people because the only way we go fit take save yourself, save the community. For me, I go to support them with money. You understand? I go to see this Harrison now. I go to support them. I support Mama P. I support Randy Peter. These people are my people for life. You understand? This Christmas now, then go chop for my head. I don't go lie to you. You understand? You get when I did that, me, God don't bless me for supporting them from abroad. You understand? No be to come back home. You get? Seriously, if you get somebody like this boy everywhere, Harrison, you try. If you see this video, I give you kudos. I no go lie to you. If I did Nigeria, I know if you do this same way they do. If I did Nigeria, I go to hide inside house. I go to the inside ceiling, they do my video so that they no go catch me. You understand? I no go lie to you. They try you. I no go.
SOS, save our soul. SOS, save our soul. Nigerian lawmakers are crying out for help. That terrorists, Bokoharam, are threatening them. That Nigerian National Assembly, then go bomb up. Then go throw bomb for Nigerian National Assembly. And when they throw this bomb, in the National Assembly, we have the Senate House and the House of Reps. For Senate House, Ababio is the Senate President, while Tajudeen Abbas is the Speaker of the House of Reps. If this terrorists, if this Boko Haram, if they finally carry out this their threat and bomb the National Assembly, Ababio go follow for the people where they bomb. Tajudeen Abbas and all other lawmakers, all your not lawmakers, except for the ones where they're lucky, they did not enter the House of Assembly that particular day. Those are the ones that will be spared. But on the day of this bombing, according to the lawmakers, they are scared. They are panicking that they need help. They need help to secure the environment. Because if these terrorists, if they bomb Nigerian National Assembly, that means they will not make any laws again. Democratic process will be truncated. That is why they are calling out. They are calling out and they are speaking out now. Let me read what they wrote. The lawmakers, Nigerian lawmakers. You know, so Ababio, like I said, is the Senate President. And if these terrorists carry out these threats, if not before mouth, that means an Ababio there for the day is sitting down on that particular day when they go throw the bomb. That means Ababio go follow for the people where where the bomb goes swallow on the day of throwing of the bomb, according to the Boko Haram terrorists, where issued this threat out. Terrorist bomb threat at the National Assembly. Fear grip legislators. Legislators, fear grip them. Members of the House of Representatives have raised the alarm over alleged threats by terrorists to bomb the National Assembly complex in Abuja, warning that the plot would cripple legislative activities and destabilize Nigeria's democracy if not urgently addressed. The chairman of the House Committee on Internal Security, Garba Mohammed, made the revelation on Tuesday during a public hearing on a bill seeking to establish the Legislative Security Directorate, a new agency that could be responsible for coordinating security operations within the parliament. Mohammed, who expressed deep concern about the growing insecurity in and around the National Assembly, said intelligence reports had revealed plans by terrorist group to attack the complex. We have received threats from terrorists to bomb the National Assembly complex and threats from protesters to lock up the National Assembly, the lawmakers said. Legislators are exposed to threats from constituents and others who gain easy access to their offices without any formal appointment. He listed several recent security lapses within the premises, including theft of cars and motorcycles, vandalism, fake identity cards, and infiltration by unregistered visitors, warning that the legislative complex had become increasingly porous, that they need help. They have served them letter, said they don't know the time, but this letter where they receive now, say then go bomb National Assembly. And the the lawmakers say if they bomb this National Assembly, that it will affect Nigeria. Because that is where they are making laws. Now where Ababio, they make laws for Senate. Now where Tajidin Abbas, they also make laws for House of Reps. That is why they will need bomb dictator. They will need serious bomb dictator or to surround the National Assembly so that no single lawmaker will be affected. They need lawmakers to be secured. Please, I want you to hear from one of the lawmakers first.
We have received threats from terrorists to bomb National Assembly complex and threats from protesters to lock up the National Assembly. Legislators are exposed to threats from constituents and other Nigerians who gained easy access into their offices without any formal invitation or appointment. It is obvious that with the ongoing security challenges, if proper measures are not taken, legislative activities will be truncated in the National Assembly. And if activities are thwarted, there will be no representation, no oversight, no annual budget. There will be no plenary at all. And all this will destabilize legislative procedure, democracy, and the stability of the system and the nation at large. Effective security management needs a total approach that requires various elements to be integrated together in order to secure our environment for legislative procedure to function effectively and maximally. That is why this bill is very important, because it seeks to address all the challenges as aforesaid and adopted world-based practices of parliamentary security procedures and architecture.
Oh, terrorists, Boko Haram. It reached the time to bomb Nigerian National Assembly. When I begin to write a letter. Nigerians, where una they kidnap. People where una they buy for their sleep 200, 300 at a go. Una they write letter. Una they write letter. Una they give information. Do you people give prior information? Or this intelligence report now, where would they hear? Why is it that we don't get the same intelligence report when it gets to an ordinary Nigerian or when it gets to ordinary Nigerians? He reached for lawmakers. Una begin to write them letter. Why are you writing them letter? I thought you are good in working in silence. You see this, they want to bomb National Assembly. This, I know I'm not interested in this type of news. It don't concern me because Nigerians where they buy every day. Nobody they give them information, say something like this will happen. Now results will they see. What is bad in seeing results for this particular news? So Ababio and Tajidin Abbas and those senators and House of Reps members, they are more important than Nigerians. Which law are they making? What is budgets? Because I hear the lawmaker saying that if they bomb senators, that means the economy of Nigeria will be crippled. Because Nadia and our lawmakers, they write budgets. Nadia then they deliberate on how then they bring money, the money where they borrow, how they go share them, how they will distribute it evenly. And that is where they decide. More like, you know what I like? The heart of Nigeria, that's what they are saying. Say Nigerian National Assembly, now the heartbeat of Nigeria. Without the National Assembly, there is no Nigeria, and it will affect everybody. Wait there for that country. And that is why nothing should happen to Ababio. Nothing should happen to Tajuddin Abbas.
All right, guys, I believe as supposed, based on the first video clip from my Ghanaian brother who broke a lot of information and history of Ghana educational system and everything that is trending based on the recent development from the Ghana government, has really given us a proper knowledge and understanding. And personally speaking, when I listen to this whole commentary, history points made here by him, I wanted to be very sure that everything, that it is all accurate and true. That's why I brought it here, so that you guys can weigh in, share your thoughts. Is this history and every information here based on what he said? Because this is one guy that I see that is, good at what he does. Are they correct? Let's learn, let's share in the comments. And following up, we have seen and heard clearly from a Ghanaian who revealed this, that allegedly so many Nigerians were caught smuggling into Ghana. We're talking about what we are dealing with. We are not done with that. And so many of Nigerians, my own Nigerians, are entering into the country in their numbers, because Nigeria is about to explode. Nigeria is about to receive a time bomb. See, this is not funny, even though I just want to calm my nerves down. I don't want to always be tensed, because you always ask me, Chivik, how do you survive in this country? How do you survive? Don't mind the glam, all this, celebrity partying, blah, blah, blah. Ask them how they operate with tight security. Once you are spotted as a celebrity, identified as a celebrity, or somebody that is wealthy, you can't move freely. Who born you? You are not safe. You always pay for safety. But this has always been the reverse in Ghana. Not until Nigerians started flocking into the country, and now Ghana is turning into something else if care is not taken. The poor masses, the less privileged, the innocent ones, are left to suffer in the hands of this kidnapping. I'm happy you heard this from people, other Nigerians, direct from the horse's mouth, who are testifying to the high increase in kidnapping, scamming, name it, every form of criminality going on in Nigeria. Insecurity of the highest order. That if you're traveling, in fact, when I tell you people that most people in Nigeria live in disguise, like if you have 1 naira, don't show yourself. Don't show yourself. Pretend as if you don't have. Mind where you go to. Mind how you stay out late. Be careful. Ask them, they will tell you. It's not as if I'm making this up. That's how we operate. For those who have money for security, who have been spotted on as celebrities, that's how they live in fear and move around with escorts. But in Ghana, the reverse is the case. Not until they are now moving into Ghana. So Nigeria, Ghana immigration, Ghana national security, every hand must be on deck to tighten the borders, because this is where so many people will be trooping in like flies, into the country. Some to Burkina Faso, Senegal, all these countries, all these Mali and these countries. Be careful. Remember, they say to be forewarned is to be forearmed. Let's be guided. We have heard everything. The Senate House, the country Nigeria is on fire, is sitting on a time bomb. One day, God forbid, we might wake up and we hear a different story. Because at the end of the day, if this thing does not touch the people on the high seats, they will not know what the people on the lower seats, the ordinary citizen, the common man, is facing or are facing. I don't wish anybody evil. I don't wish anybody death. But they say what you sow is what you reap. And karma is very, very immediate. That is life for you. So they should know that they are sitting on a time bomb as the leaders. Because these people need to teach them too that, this their criminality and, bombing, crime, kidnapping does not know boundaries. Isn't it? Let me not say what is in my mind. Let me leave it at this. Share your thoughts in the comment. What do you think about all these videos? Throw more light. Let's learn. Let's talk in the comments constructively and respectfully. Like this video for my sake, share and stay subscribed. I will see you in my next one. Ciao, ciao.